Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Mitchell Ringos. An event focused on welcoming Indigenous youth to the city rocked the waterfront yesterday as the 4th annual Wake the Giant Music Festival drew thousands to Marina Park for an all-day concert that featured a wide genre of music and some of the most well-known artists from around the world. Jessica Clement has more.
A lineup of local artists, mixed with world-renowned headliners, rocked the marina on Saturday for the 4th annual Wake the Giant Music Festival. Brooklyn rockers ex-ambassadors pumped up the evening crowd by opening with their song Renegade, and were joined by a jingle-dress dancing group featuring Dennis Franklin Cromartie students. Grade 12 student Harmony Fiddler says it was a rewarding and surreal experience.
I seen the crowd and I was like, holy man, like that's crazy. And so, but once I heard the beat, it was like a soft jump in the back and I followed that and it just got easier from there.
Pop singer-songwriter Dean Lewis was up next with a performance that pulled at the heartstrings. And as evening turned to night, deadmau5 dazzled the audience with lasers and pumping bass, and of course you can't forget his iconic helmet. Earlier in the day saw local drum group Thunder Spirit, Sarah Kay, Segate, and a variety of other artists and genres. Greg Chomut, a teacher at DFC and one of the organizers of the festival, said the lineup is a carefully calibrated balancing act.
A big part of our goal is promoting Indigenous artists. So it's always going to be more than 50% Indigenous artists on the lineup. And then we're thinking of all kinds of things. We're thinking of bands that are open to working with students. We're thinking of bands that our students are going to really enjoy. And we're thinking about bands that the greater area of Thunder Bay are going to really enjoy.
The concert helps welcome new DFC students and brings together Indigenous and non-Indigenous music fans as part of a cultural awareness project. DFC students are involved in all aspects of the festival, and a highlight of this year's was a performance by Malachi Beardy and his music class. Organizers were expecting upwards of 6,000 people in attendance on Saturday. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Hundreds of residents ran and walked around Boulevard Lake this afternoon for the 43rd annual Terry Fox Run. They joined the hundreds of thousands of people running this weekend for cancer research. Terry Fox's legacy continues to motivate people to this day to continue his marathon of hope. The run in Thunder Bay takes runners, walkers, and cyclists on a 5K route around the lake, and each year, the Thunder Bay branch raises around $15,000 through donations and pledges, with all proceeds going to the Terry Fox Foundation. To date, the foundation has raised over $850 million for cancer research, and Run Chair Don Morrison says Fox's legacy hasn't just inspired Canadians.
It's amazing when you think about it. I know they have runs and walks in Asia and Africa and Europe. It's all over the world. So to have a Canadian person get that kind of an impact around the world is quite phenomenal. It keeps Terry's legacy alive, and everybody knows his story about cancer. And there's so many people that are impacted themselves or their family impacted by cancer. So I think it's really important that we celebrate him every year.
If you would like to know more about Terry Fox's story or to donate to the Terry Fox Foundation, you can go online to terryfox.org. Meanwhile, another walk took place today that saw residents march to save lives, raise awareness, and funds for an incurable blood cancer at the 7th annual Multiple Myeloma March. The 5K walk brought residents down to Marina Park, joining 40 other communities around the country. Thunder Bay's fundraising goal is $5,000, which will go into Myeloma Canada's national goal of $750,000. The funds raised will support scientific research and advancements that helps Canadians with myeloma live longer, and that will hopefully lead to a cure. Myeloma Canada representative Michelle Oana says research has advanced a lot over the past 15 years, and the future is bright for those affected by myeloma. She adds that it may take months or even years to diagnose the illness, so it's important to keep raising awareness.
Myeloma often can be confused with melanoma. It's not. It's a type of blood cancer, not a skin cancer. And again, the symptoms that come with myeloma can often be vague. So it's really important that if someone is experiencing, persistent back pain or bone pain, sometimes kidney issues or frequent infections, those are some things that you might want to bring to your doctor and ask to get looked into.
If you would like to donate or know more information about myeloma, you can go online at myeloma.ca. Mayor Ken Boshkoff will look for City Council's endorsement at tomorrow's meeting to become the latest Ontario strong mayor, but he hasn't ruled out going forward regardless. The province announced last month that Thunder Bay will become eligible for the strong mayor powers if the mayor commits to achieving Ontario housing targets. Some of the powers granted to strong mayors include the ability to fire and hire city managers and to veto bylaws passed by council if they don't adhere to provincial priorities. Boshkoff would also be able to propose the budget subject to council amendment. He explains how that might look.
The budget is first and foremost in everybody's mind. So how will it be handled any differently? I think that maybe the gentle nudge of a strong mayor may help some projects and some parts of it. So, but I wouldn't view it as here's Ken's budget, love it or leave it.
While Boshkoff is asking for support at tomorrow's meeting, he doesn't need it to pursue strong mayor powers. Boshkoff simply needs to commit in writing by October 15th that he'll meet Ontario's housing target. Confederation College has made some significant upgrades to its simulation labs for the start of their standalone Honors Bachelor of Science nursing program, which hopes to utilize the modern technology to train the next generation of nurses. 56 students are now taking part in the new Honors Bachelor of Science nursing program at Confederation College, where they will hone their skills over the next 4 years. School of Health Dean Shane Strickland says the demand for the program was obvious, with all the seats for first intake filling incredibly fast, which he says is a good sign, especially with the need for nurses across the province.
All of the graduates are going to be able to receive jobs, and we're very happy to have our students also participate in the Learn and Stay grant, which allows the students to get their tuition paid for by the government and also provide return of service for 6 months for each year of the program.
One of the main additions to the program is a newly acquired high-fidelity mannequin worth more than $57,000 as it mimics a 5-year-old child. Lead simulation technologist Carrie Blackburn says technology like this is incredibly helpful for students.
It helps them hone their assessment skills. It helps them get comfortable working with patients. We can throw any scenario at them, whether or not they're going to see it on clinical or not. So we can force scenarios to happen for them so they get the experience and then they feel more comfortable sitting in the clinical setting, and safer for their patients in clinical, and ultimately it makes really good nurses.
The new mannequin is joining the fleet, which includes 2 birth-making mannequins, each with a newborn that exhibits vital signs, a 1 to 6-month-old mannequin, 2 pediatric mannequins, and 2 high-fidelity 3G mannequins purchased in 2020 that replicate human responses, along with a host of trainer mannequins for practice. The college has also made upgrades to the video equipment inside the simulation suite, allowing faculty to monitor real-time feedback from this control room, with some of the new Bachelor of Science nursing students speaking about their excitement for the course.
It gives me this excitement and much expectation that I'm really going for the best. I'll be trained by the best, and I'll be trained in the best institution.
And I feel more confident that I can go into the setting and I won't have any problems because we are actually doing it here.
And the students will get plenty of time to practice over the next 4 years before receiving their degrees and joining the next generation of nurses.